But you have a great history, and I know people who are focused on making sure that if they are awarded the next Super Bowl, they'll make it a great one.
Our next Buccaneer season ticket holder is Susan. Susan is in Sarasota, Florida, and has been a season ticket holder commissioner since the second year of the franchise, 1977.
Hello, Commissioner.
Hi, Susan.
My concern, I guess, is that, we're strapped buying tickets, which I readily, but we are forced to buy the preseason tickets at the same price as the regular tickets. I wouldn't mind paying more for the season tickets, and if we could cut rate on the preseason, because very often it's during the time we can't go, the summer's been traveling and such, and we can't sell them so we're actually throwing out that kind of money. I'd rather spend more money for the regular season, so you guys wouldn't be losing any money. But and then sell perhaps for $50 the other tickets, so that other people will have an opportunity to go at a lesser amount, or instead of just wasting $400 or $500.
Right, I certainly understand your point. Yeah, no, I certainly understand your point, and it's something that we've discussed, throughout the league. It's even part of the discussions in the collective bargaining agreement because it's part of the potential for an expanded regular season and a reduced preseason. But those are issues that we'll continue to discuss. I certainly understand your point, and I think we have to address the quality of our preseason, and we have to address the value that we create for the fans, not only the preseason but also the regular season. So I clearly understand your point, and it's something that we are looking at, trying to see if there are potential solutions for it.
Our next Buccaneer season ticket holder is David. David is in Northport, Florida, and has been a season ticket holder for almost 20 years. Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good, how you doing?
Commissioner Goodell, first of all, I want to thank you for, I know your policy you put in place probably about 7 months ago to the NFL that, there'd be a guarantee that there was no season that the season ticket holder would get their money back. But I'm looking at maybe extending that further. I've been a season ticket holder for almost 20 years. I'm a blue collar guy. I'm a firefighter in the Tampa Bay area, actually in Pasco County. And, for us kind of blue collar people that, we're just trying to scrape by and we still want to maintain our tenure as ticket holders. But, I've lost family members that are not ticket holders anymore because they just don't have faith in the season and what quality play we're going to have because we're missing practices and everything else. And can you do more of a guarantee for us that are trying to keep us together? I'm so weak and I'm tired now. I'm trying to support, the Buccaneers still and the NFL, but, people are having a good point. Like, man, we're about, we should be practicing right now.
Well, I appreciate your support, and I understand your issue, but you see a lot of the reports about players working out. I'm proud of our players. I think they take great care of themselves in the off season. We've had a lot of discussions about limiting the types of work in the off season as part of the health and safety initiatives. These young men really work hard all year round to stay in top physical condition, and I think obviously whatever we do, and it's one of the reasons why we want to get this agreement done sooner rather than later, to take the uncertainty out, get back to football, and make sure that we can ensure the type of quality football that we've had in the past. I believe we still have time to do that, that the quality will still be outstanding football if we continue to work and we get this agreement sooner rather than later. We'll see that kind of great football that you've seen in the past.
We remind you, Buccaneer season ticket holders and fans that are on the line with us, if you would like to ask a question with Commissioner Roger Goodell, press *3 to do so. We'll try to get to as many of you as we can in the time that we have. Jennifer is our next season ticket holder with a question. She is in Wesley Chapel, Florida, just north of Tampa. She's been a season ticket holder, Mr. Commissioner, for 20 years. Jennifer?
Hi, Commissioner.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello. Yes, thank you very much for letting me continue being a season holder because I was going to drop off, so they allowed me to pay monthly, so I was able to keep it. So that was very good. And also, the parking is $25. Can you all bring it down to $20?
Well, those decisions, Jennifer, are are made by the Buccaneers. They deserve the credit for the flexible payment schedules that you point out. And I think our teams are doing that across the board, again, going back to a recognition of what's going on in the economy and the struggles that people are going through. So I can't address the pricing of parking directly because I'm not involved with that, but I can be assured, I think you can be assured that the Buccaneers continue to look at every aspect of their game day operation for you, the fans, particularly the season ticket holders, but recognizing that it's a challenge for people to be able to come to our stadiums. We want them to have a great experience. We want them to understand that there's great value in that. And one of the challenges we have as a league, quite honestly, is it's a great experience to be home. And so we have to do everything we can to improve that experience at the stadium. And we'll continue to look at it, and we'll make sure your comments are passed on, Jennifer.
Our next caller is Mike in Richmond, Virginia. Mike has been a Buccaneer season ticket holder for 20 years. Good afternoon.
Hi, Mike.
Hi. Being from Richmond, Virginia, I've been in Richmond for the last 10 years now and have continued my season tickets. I've lived in Tampa for quite a while. With the uncertainty of the discussions that are ongoing right now, it affects me because I have to make travel plans to be able to get down to Tampa for games, which involves airfare and hotels. Is there a drop dead date coming up in the near future when a decision will have to be made on whether games or the season will be canceled if the talks do not conclude successfully?
Well, Mike, first let me say I appreciate your loyalty to the Buccaneers. I know they will, the Glazier family and everyone involved with the Buccaneers, particularly coming from Virginia. And that is, your issue is not dissimilar from a lot of other fans that travel great distances to go to our games. And it's one of the reasons we got to get this agreement done sooner rather than later, get this uncertainty out so people can plan. We do not have a drop dead date. Obviously, the season is rapidly approaching, and I think everyone's feeling that sense of urgency within the NFL, meaning the clubs and the players. And hopefully the drop dead date won't be even an issue because we'll be able to resolve it before we have any risk to any aspect of the season.
Let's continue with our next season ticket holder. Mark is in Lakeland, Florida. He is a first-year season ticket holder. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mr. Goodell. First of all, I just want to say I appreciate you. You're in a tough position. Guys like me are praying for you. You know that a lot of frustration out there. But my question is this. With the season coming so closely, there are a lot of players who are waiting kind of to move with the free agency and everything. Are some of those players, is there a possibility of those players being stuck on a team that they don't really want to be on because of this season injunction?
Well, first of all, let me say I appreciate your prayers. I'll take them. I'll take any help we can get. But second of all, on the free agency issue, I think it's again why there's a sense of urgency. I think everyone wants to have some period of free agency where there can be the kind of player movement that we've had.
The telephone operator has been notified that you wish to ask a question.
One of the issues that I think is creating the urgency and the ability to say let's get these issues resolved sooner rather than later, because that free agency period is important. And obviously, the longer we go, the less likely there'll be an extensive period. So we're all working at it, and hopefully we'll be successful at that, Mark.
Our next season ticket holder is Mike. He's in Orlando, Florida. He's been a Buccaneer season ticket holder for 16 years.
Hi, Mr. Goodell. This is Mike. Go Bucks. I think you're doing a great job, and thank you once again. My question has kind of two parts. First part is, why does it seem that the fan is taken for granted in any talks and negotiation when we are the ones that provide the money that both of you are negotiating over? And then the second part would be a great way to get rid of this, in my feeling, is you would have an exclusive meet and greet the team's high-profile players and the season ticket holders only, depending on the length of the
meet and greet for season ticket holders with players?
Well, let me start with the first part then. I can assure you, Mike, that and all fans that fans are not being taken for granted in this negotiation. I think both sides fully recognize the impact it has on our fans and on the game, and that is a driving force because we know that fans are frustrated, as we are, in not getting an agreement. And so I can assure you that your a major aspect of motivation of getting that done so we can continue to bring great football for our fans. That's how we've grown our game, and we've got to get an agreement that addresses the game for the long term, but also we don't want to risk anything that's going to take our game away from the fans. Second, on the exclusive meet and greet,